Well, I think with us it went on. I mean, it went in Liverpool, we were a club band, and suddenly we did a theatre. That was like a step.
Ringo Starr is a famous English musician, songwriter, and singer. He became popular as the drummer of the famous band, The Beatles. Though he suffered from illnesses for most of his childhood, his poor medical condition inspired him to make a mark in the world of rock and roll. When The Beatles was formed, he was a member of another band called Rory Storm and the Hurricanes. Apart from music, this famous personality has also been featured in several documentaries and television shows. He has also hosted the television series Thomas and Friends and founded a supergroup called Ringo Starr and his all-star band.
And then we had a 45 record, Love Me Do, and that was like, oh, we've got a record. I mean, it was like unbelievable.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Net Worth Now, where you get to see the lifestyle and net worth of your favorite celebrities. We hope you enjoy these videos, and if you do, please remember to hit the like button and comment below who your favorite celebrity is so we can feature them in an upcoming video.
His full name is Richard Starkey, also known as Rings. He was born on July 7th, 1940, in Dingle, Liverpool, United Kingdom, making him 81 years old at the time of this production. He stands at 168 centimeters, or 5 feet 7 inches tall. Growing up, Ringo experienced early interest in art, drama, and mechanics. We're guessing that the drama part probably served him well during his Beatle years. In the 90s, he began experimenting with computer-created art, saying it gave him something to do while on tour. He continues to create and sell art pieces to this day. Starr is a vegetarian and meditates daily. His catchphrase and motto for life is peace and love. Starr met hairdresser Maureen Cox in 1962, the same week that he joined the Beatles. They married in February 1965. Beatles manager Brian Epstein was the best man, and Starr's stepfather Harry Graves and fellow Beatle George Harrison were witnesses. Their marriage became the subject of the novelty song Treat Him Tender, Maureen by the Chiclets. The couple had 3 children, Zach, Jason, and Lee. In 1971, Starr purchased Lennon's home, Tittenhurst Park at Sunninghill in Berkshire, and moved his family. The couple divorced in 1975, following Starr's repeated infidelities. He later admitted to being a drunk, a wife-beater, and an absent father. Maureen died of leukemia at age 48 in 1994. Starr met actress Barbara Bach in 1980 on the set of the film Caveman, and they were married at Marylebone Town Hall on the 27th of April, 1981. In 1985, he was the first of the Beatles to become a grandfather upon the birth of Zach's daughter, Tatia Jane Starkey. Starr and Bach split their time between homes in Cranley, Los Angeles and Monte Carlo. In December 2015, Starr and Bach auctioned some personal and professional items via Julian's Auctions in Los Angeles.
Only the BBC in England, and they would play it. We would know when they'd play it. It would be like 9:14. They'd play the record, and we'd pull over the car, because we were always in the same car.
Ringo was born to Elsie Gleave and Richard Starkey. By the time he turned 4, the family had moved to another neighborhood. His parents separated and got divorced in a year. Following his parents' divorce, his mother took up several jobs to make ends meet. Tragedy struck when young Starkey, aged 6, developed appendicitis and slipped into a coma for 3 days. He recovered completely only after a year. After his discharge from the hospital in 1948, his mother did not allow him to go to school. Till the age of 8, Starkey was unschooled. As a result, he fared poorly in academics. In 1953, disaster struck the family once again when Starkey contracted tuberculosis. Subsequently, he got admitted to an infirmary for nearly 2 years. To stimulate motor activity and enhance quicker recovery, the hospital encouraged the patients to join the hospital band and indulge in music. That was when he began to develop an interest in drumming. Meanwhile, in 1953, his mother married an ex-Londoner named Harry Graves, who introduced Starkey to Sarah Vaughan, Dinah Shore, and Billy Daniels. When he got discharged from the hospital, he chose not to return to school and preferred to stay at home. He then started listening to music and displayed a keen interest in learning it. Ringo worked at a British Rail for a brief period. However, since he could not pass the physical examination, he was out of work and was given unemployment benefits. In 1960, he met the Liverpool band The Beatles and joined them 2 years later. In 1962, Starr had his first professional recording experience with the Beatles. After suffering from an illness for a brief period, Starr became more isolated than ever from the group and feared that they might have substituted him. In 1966, for their seventh album, Revolver, he performed the single titled Yellow Submarine as its lead singer. Following a brief period of creative differences with the Beatles, he decided to spend time on other projects, including a film titled The Magic Christian in 1969. The following year, the Beatles split after Paul McCartney's announcement that he was leaving the group. He began his solo career in 1970 and released his solo album, Sentimental Journey. The following year, he decided to experiment with country music for the album Beaucoup of Blues. In 1981, he starred in the comedy film Caveman, along with Barbara Bach. The same year, he released his 8th solo studio album, Stop and Smell the Roses. In 1984, he teamed up with Paul McCartney for the musical drama Give My Regards to Broad Street. He also hosted the children's series Thomas and Friends for the next 2 years. In 1989, Ringo Starr and his all-star band gave their first performance to a jam-packed audience in Dallas, Texas. The band's members were all successful artists in their own right. In 1990, the group released their first official live album, Ringo Starr and His All-Star Band, a compilation of their live performances. The following year, he made a cameo appearance in one of The Simpsons' popular TV shows. In 1992, he released his studio album, Time Takes Time, which featured guest performances by several artists. 2 years later, he began working on the Beatles anthology projects with other members of the Beatles. Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Starr worked on Free as a Bird, released in 1995 after Lennon's death, and became a huge hit. The following year, another song titled Real Love did equally well on the charts and also became a big hit. In 2003, he formed Pumpkinhead Records with his all-star band member Mark Hudson. 3 years later, he was featured on Jerry Lee Lewis's duet album Last Man Standing, where he performed a cover of Sweet Little 16. In 2008, Starr released another solo album titled Liverpool 8. 2 years later, he released another studio album titled Why Not? The same year, he became part of the Hope for Haiti Now, a global benefit for earthquake relief. In 2012, he released the album Ringo 2012. The All-Star Band announced that they would be touring the Pacific Rim the following year. Starr joined McCartney for a performance at the 56th Annual Grammy Awards in Los Angeles, where they performed the song Queenie Eye in January 2014.
And listen to it on radio. There was a lot of stepping stones.
Yeah.
But New York, America, was one of the top.
His annual salary is estimated to be around $70 million. As of 2021, he is estimated to be worth $350 million. He owns a $24 million mansion in Beverly Hills. And several other properties in Liverpool. In his garage, you can find a Mercedes-Benz, a Vega 2 coupe, a Ford Mustang 289, a Rolls-Royce, a BMW 5 Series, and an Audi R8.